Hi, friends. I am here today to talk about bliss. At the end of the month, actually, at the beginning of March, March 2nd, I will be holding a workshop. And this workshop is Kundalini Unveiled, a journey to bliss. And so today I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about what bliss means and why Kundalini could impact our ability to feel bliss. So in order to have this conversation about bliss today, I'm going to take it from the standpoint of the koshas. And this is part of yoga teachings, yoga philosophy. And koshas are layers. That word means layers. And so there are 5 koshas. This is like a whole nother conversation that we'll have at some point, I'm sure. But of those 5 layers, they all have different aspects of self, right? There's a physical body, there's a breath body, all of that kind of stuff. There's mind body. The bliss body is the innermost layer. It is called Anandamaya Kosha, bliss body layer. So it's bliss, it's love, it's feeling connected to source, things like that. So this bliss body, this Anandamaya Kosha, this layer of our existence that is connected to our truest version of self, is deep within us. And so when I think about koshas, I'll put a picture in the comments, an image in the comments to kind of show you what I'm talking about with this, because sometimes that helps. But with these different layers and aspects of self, they are always in play, but some of them are more readily accessed and felt by us in our existence than others. And this bliss body is a very subtle one. It's a very subtle body. And so we sometimes not necessarily ignore it, but don't realize that it's there, or we have become disconnected from it, because it is. All of these layers are coming together to cover this bliss body. So we must peel back those layers to start to explore the different koshas. Again, there's a rabbit hole I'm not going to go into today. So when we talk about this bliss body, this Anandamaya Kosha, we are talking about our truest expression of who we are and a deep connection to source, to spirit, to divinity, to the universe, to whatever you want to call it. And when we think about that, we have, when we know who we are, and we know the universe has our back, or we have a sense of connection to source, the origin, there is a feeling of groundedness and equanimity. And I love that word when we talk about bliss, because often we think bliss is like over the top joyful and super ecstatic and butterflies and rainbows and all happy sunshine all of the time in this state of like overwhelming blah joy. That is not bliss in this conversation. Bliss is a sense of equanimity. And I really love that word, because equanimity is a sense of calmness, of composure, and evenness. Even when we are in moments of stress or turmoil or overwhelm, we know who we are. We know the universe has our back. And we know that we can get through this. It won't always be this way, and that we have the ability to overcome what is put in front of us. That really is bliss. So when we think about that concept of bliss from that standpoint, and the fact that that core is within us, that changes the whole conversation, right? Think how amazing it would be if you were moving through your day with a really strong sense of who you are, with a really strong understanding of your emotions and your reactions and your stories. Not that they're perfect, right? Nobody's perfect, but just you have awareness and that understanding that the universe has your back and things are going to be okay no matter what. Think of how that would feel. So this brings in that conversation of Kundalini, right? Why are we doing Kundalini when we're talking about bliss body? First of all, Kundalini is a practice of that divine feminine energy, that Shakti energy within us. Everybody has it. And that feminine energy, that moon energy, is emotional, it's expressive, it's intuitive. Think about all of that. That all relates to that Anandamaya kosha, right? That bliss body. Kundalini energy stimulates and connects us to our bliss body. I always describe Kundalini as a practice of breath, of movement, and awareness. The most important part of that is breath, because that's the gateway in. We can't do anything else without the breath. But out of that comes massive paradigm shifts, massive shifts in awareness, massive expansive and understanding of ourselves, of our stories, of our actions, of our responsibilities in relationships and choices that we make. And finally, the final part of that is the understanding that we have the ability to choose differently. That comes from a practice of Kundalini. It shifts our awareness, right? We get so stuck in our head and we have blinders on. It's like, well, this is just how it has to go. This is how it is. This is what we do. This is the way it is. And this is, I keep having this happen again. And I keep having this happen again. What if we can step outside of that whirlwind, right, of thought and see things from a different perspective? Maybe step back and see a bigger picture. From that moment, that's what Kundalini does. It gives us that step back, that shift. From there, we can see another way, or see how we are repeating actions, or see how things are coming back again and again because we are repeating those patterns. We are falling into those same ruts, falling into those same grooves. And we convince ourselves there's just no other way, right? What if we step into this bliss body, this emotional, intuitive state of existence, and understand that we have the power to choose. We have the power to change our decisions and our actions. We have an infinite amount of knowledge that comes from our feelings, from our emotions, and from the thoughts that we have in our head. That is bliss. That is Kundalini supporting the bliss body. So this workshop, March 2nd, is going to be blissful. See what I did there? It is going to be all about feeling into our body, moving with our breath, and understanding, taking those opportunities that day where we get to step into our practice. Whether you've done Kundalini or not before, don't worry, you will be able to. Stepping into that practice and taking a moment to really get in touch, letting go of the physical body, letting go of the breath body, going deeper into that feeling of connection with Source, of the fact that you are a divine creature and being in existence, that the universe is within you, the universe is around you, you are part of that. Practicing trust in that experience, and then realizing maybe, oh, I can do it this way. Oh, here's this opportunity. Here's this. I've never looked at it this way before. So really taking this day of movement and breath and awareness and using it as an opportunity to change our perspective, to open our eyes to realization of more that is there, and to trust ourself, that deep self. And if you're sitting here listening to this thinking, this is just the way it is, this is just the way that it is, this is the workshop for you to come to, because Kundalini will show you that this may be the way it is, but there are other ways. So join me, embrace this bliss body that is already within you. Come play in the koshas, in that deepest, brightest layer of existence that is divine. Let's see what happens. I will put the registration link in the comments of this video as well. I would love to have you join me. It is in Central Michigan. So if you are in that area, in that region, join us for this day of bliss, of connection to our purest form of self that is divine. And I can't wait to see the shifts and the realizations and the downloads and the synchronicities that arrive in your life from this. All right. Satnam, go be blissful. And I'll see you soon.